Hey, it's Punky J. What's going on, guys? So I got a lot of views on my anti-atheism video, so I thought I'd go ahead and make another one. Even though it got heavily trolled, as I knew it would, I still believe there are a lot of people who are genuinely curious as to what I have to say. So I will do my best to explain it to you guys. The science of theism, okay? Not atheism, but theism, the belief in a higher being. So, a lot of atheists tend to think that Christians, and not just Christians, but all religious people, although they do attack Christians more so than anything, we believe in a sky king or sky man, something like that. It's just very ignorant of them to say, but God is in fact a thinking energy. You know, he created everything through his own infinite wisdom. He's an infinite power. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. God is an infinite universal energy. I mean, he did not need a creator. And, while you may say, well, what if the universe was infinite? I don't see how that would be, because universe is made out of matter. It's not simply just energy. Unless that universe was a thinking force somehow, but really, I mean, I guess that would be more or less like God, like the God I'm explaining, is a thinking energy. But yeah, I don't see God so much as the universe, but I do believe he created the cosmos, obviously created planet Earth. And that's another thing, is that everything is so finely tuned. Atheists, I don't know how they how they weasel out of that one, but everything is so finely tuned. If the level of carbon was off by just a little tiny bit, there would be chaos. I mean, there would be tidal waves. The world would be in complete ruins. And so obviously there's something that knows how to finely tune everything in the world so that it all goes right. Some people may say, atheists, they may say, well, over time the universe has corrected itself. But really, I mean, what are the chances that it could correct itself without, completely destroying itself? That to me is like a 1 in a bazillion percentage. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. They might say that, well, somehow the universe has a way of fixing itself, but it doesn't. Natural selection, that's another thing. How can an animal adapt, by like growing a certain feature? How is that gonna happen for no reason? I mean, just naturally, occur for no reason at all. Have some kind of helpful tool, or for a plant, to have some sort of extra feature to help its survival. It's not just going to come from nothing. I mean, obviously there's a thinking energy going on in the universe. An atheist, I know they see that, but they want to live this narcissistic lie so badly. They want to lie to themselves and say that they don't have to answer to their own sins, because that's all it is. They want to be the big boss. They don't want to have any bosses over them, which is ironic, because really they all do. I mean, they're all slaves to the system, and they do have a god, which is the government. But they want to feel free, I guess, in terms of religion, and shit like that. But anyways, what else is there really to discuss? There's something called the law of entropy. I don't quite know what that is, but I know that that is a big debate with theists and atheists. Yeah, I really can't comment on that, but it's worth looking into. There was this book I used to read, The Proofs of God or something like that, but something called Thermodynamics. Again, I don't really know, but it's worth checking into. Really, I just look at the big picture, looking at the big picture of things. If certain constellations in the sky were off, by just one star, things again would be in utter ruins. It's the fine tuning. Nothing can. Something can't come from nothing. Those are the big things that I look at. Really, I mean, that's And just looking outside, I mean, how beautiful life is. How could this have come from nothing? It's just, I mean, if everything was just like a blob, you know, if it was just like big purple blobs everywhere, and I didn't have this amazing, incredible brain, then yeah, maybe I would think, well, I wouldn't be able to think, you know, because I would just be a blob. But if I did somehow have a rationale, then yeah, maybe I would think that this was just, you know, created from nothing. But I mean, just look how detailed everything is, how beautiful the earth is. How could this have just come from, you know, pure chance? It's just so stupid. And people believe this idiocracy. Why? It's just, again, I think to feed their own narcissism. Or because there is one reason I did not mention. And I think a lot of people live with hardened hearts. A lot of people are angry at God. And sometimes, you know, when you're angry at something, you just want to tune it out. And that's a good key point to keep in mind, guys. That's something I failed to mention in my last video. Is that when you're angry, you know, at the world, you're angry at God, you're basically just removing him from the equation. It's like you don't care whether he's there or not. I think that's a big thing with agnostics. I think a lot of agnostics must have, you know, a challenging personal life, many obstacles to where they just no longer care. Because really, I mean, if you're just sad and angry all the time, then, you know, why care about anything, you know? I know what that's like, to just be unhappy and really upset to where you just don't give a shit. But when you can learn to come out of that, you know, and find happiness and peace in your life, I think that's when you can discover God. So I wish all of you the best in, you know, in discovering peace and harmony so that you can find God. Because without peace, there is, you know, you're not going to be able to feel God. You're not going to be able to feel any sort of supernatural thing going on. You're just going to be a blob. You're going to be like you know, like what I was talking about earlier. But I think I covered everything for the most part, guys. You know, this video is dedicated to all of those who are genuinely interested. I am going to get haters for that, but they're just mad at God. You know, you have to forgive them. The Bible says, you know, Jesus said to forgive them because they know not what they do. Many people walk this earth blind, and unfortunately a lot of them never seem to leave their own darkness. So I pray for all of you who hate me, who think that I'm a troll, or who think that I'm just a retard. I genuinely pray for you, and I'm sorry that you're stuck in this narcissistic, unhappy sort of realm you choose to live in. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. God bless all of you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.